Gaston High School has a voice louder than the bells that resound through its halls. It speaks to us with authority through the achievements of those who have bright dreams here and have moved undaunted toward the fulfillment of those dreams. Sitting on a hill along the north side of Highway 64 just west of Henderson, Texas, in Rusk County, lays a rich piece of East Texas educational history. As travelers pass through Joinerville, Texas, the presence of a historical marker stands as testimony that something special happened here. While passers-by may fail to notice the marker, they cannot overlook the physical remnants of a proud rural school district once declared the largest rural school in the world. Ornate rock walls encircle buildings that stand as vivid reminders of what took place here many decades ago. The Gaston High School building now stands at the center of the Gaston campus. Few who lived in Rusk County in the 1920s could have foreseen that such a stately and modern building would come to exist in the land ruled by King Cotton. Rusk County maintained a highly agrarian economy with cotton as the primary cash crop. In 1920, over 4,000 individual farms dotted the Rusk County landscape. Despite the need for laborers in the cotton fields, some children were given the opportunity to participate in formal education during these years. In 1925, a new school was formed in Rusk County. Named after the couple who donated the land, Gaston School began its 40-year history. Few could imagine the upheaval that was about to take place in Rusk County from the events of one fateful day in 1930. The October 5, 1930 edition of the Dallas Morning News proclaimed the Daisy Bradford No. 3 as the newest wildcat gusher in East Texas. The discovery was monumental, and the boom of oil brought people to Rusk County in droves. From 1930 to 1940, the population of Rusk County grew from 32,000 to over 51,000. The little school known as Gaston found itself right in the middle of a tremendous influx of both people and money. The 89 students enrolled at the end of the 1930 school year quickly became a distant memory as over 750 students showed up for school in the fall of 1931. In response to the swell in student enrollment, the Gaston School Board officially launched a massive building program in December of 1931. A brick elementary building was designed and built. In addition, school board officials unanimously approved construction of a 2-story brick fireproof high school building on May 30, 1932. Building construction took place east of the existing elementary building, and the new high school became the centerpiece of the Gaston campus. The outside of the high school building featured a single front gable. The front was also designed with 4 columns running from the ground to the gable. The front entrance to the high school building featured a 2-column portico. The brick itself was yellow-orange in color, and the building included multiple rectangular windows on both the upper and lower stories. The dimensions of the building were 153 feet by 85 feet, for a total of over 13,000 square feet per story. Inside, a large central hallway stretched longitudinally through the building with staircases located at both ends. Hallways were lined with both trophy cases and lockers. The trophy cases contained memorabilia of the many accomplishments of Gaston High School students during their years of competition in athletics, band, yearbook, newspaper, debate, homemaking, and pep squad, to name a few. In addition to trophy cases, built-in lockers were spread throughout the lower floor hallways. Staircases to the second floor were lined with wrought iron handrails and included a 1932 on the landing. A typical classroom in the high school building is approximately 28 feet by 21 feet for a total of 588 square feet. Classrooms were rather plain and included hardwood floors and typically had one-piece wooden desks. Chalkboards were attached to the walls in the front of the classrooms. Radiators were located in each room for heating in the winter, and in summer, windows were kept open and large fans were placed in the front of the rooms to promote air circulation. The first floor contained the extensive library. The library took up almost 1/4 of the lower level of the high school building. It also contained tables and chairs and served as a study hall area for high school students. The Gaston High School building was home to a diverse curriculum, particularly advanced for the day and age in which it was offered. The leaders of Gaston had a progressive educational philosophy and offered a broadening curriculum during the years of expansion. Through the years, the Gaston High School building went through several upgrades. Some were on a small scale, such as the installation of water fountains in the high school building in 1951 and the sandblasting of the high school building in 1963. Other upgrades, however, were on a much larger scale. On March 19, 1937, plans for a new heating system for the entire school were approved. A new steam heating system, complete with a new boiler room, was installed in June of that year. A beautification campaign for the entire campus was also initiated when the Gaston School Board entered into a contract with the Secretary of the Interior of the United States in the late 1930s. Among other things, the contract provided for the construction of several rock walls that became one of the largest Works Progress Administration projects in the country. The wall that was built around the driveway passed right in front of the high school building. The steps constructed into the wall to access the front of the high school are part of the distinguishing features that set off this stately building in the center of the Gaston campus. While the 1930s were years of great growth for Gaston School, enrollment steadily decreased in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. In addition to a decreasing student body, Gaston faced the challenge of a decreasing revenue from the devaluation of land values brought about by declining oil production in the East Texas oil field. The combination of these two factors proved too difficult for Gaston to overcome, and in 1965, Gaston was consolidated with its arch rival, London School, to form the West Rusk County Consolidated Independent School District. At the time of consolidation, total enrollment in Gaston had fallen to 552 students. Despite consolidation, the new West Rusk District initially used the Gaston High School building. All junior high students in the West Rusk District attended the Gaston campus and met in the high school building. Eventually, however, all students were transferred to the new London campus, and the district ceased to use the Gaston School. The Gaston campus, including the high school building, was sold in 2001. Church Fellowship International bought the entire Gaston complex for less than $100,000. They currently own the property and the facilities, and the Gaston High School building still stands. While the future of the building is unclear, the organization has made reference to its future use as a missionary school. The passing years, of course, will dim, but they cannot erase from our minds the paths that we once trod. Each time this record of school life is opened, may you relive the past and in memory experience again the happy days you spent at Gaston School. From the spring of 1933 through the spring of 1965 and a few years beyond, students in Rusk County, Texas had the privilege of attending school at the Gaston High School building. The Gaston High School building and Gaston campus in general stand as lasting reminders of how change, growth, and progressive thinking converge to provide unique opportunities in time. While the building presently stands, time will ultimately lay claim to the structure and it will be gone. When that time comes, only the memories, pictures, memorabilia, and written stories will remain. Gaston High School may be gone, but it will never be forgotten.